Site-specific Plan Amendment Nomination PC-19 MV009 concerns property located east of the Richmond Highway corridor along Popkins Lane in the northern portion of the Mount Vernon Supervisor District as highlighted in the graphic. The subject site is developed with a Verizon switching station and vacant wooded land which fronts onto Popkins Lane. Properties to the north and west of the subject site are located within the Memorial Heights neighborhood. These properties have been developed as single-family detached homes and are planned at an intensity of 3 to 4 dwelling units per acre. However, many of which are developed on smaller lots. The areas to the east of the property are generally planned for residential uses at 2 to 3 dwelling units per acre. However, a community of townhouses has been planned at an intensity of 3 to 4 dwelling units per acre and developed at an intensity of approximately 8 dwelling units per acre. This community was approved consistent with a site-specific plan recommendation for residential use at 5 to 8 dwelling units per acre, providing all units for moderate income households and with proffers approved with the rezoning case, ensuring that the homes would be sold at the moderate income housing level and that a recreational area would be developed for the residents. This site-specific recommendation was removed from the plan during the Planning Horizons effort in 1991. The property immediately south of the subject parcel and Popkins Lane has been planned for institutional use and developed as Bryan High School. The Richmond Highway corridor is located 1/4 mile to the west. The planned bus rapid transit stations along Richmond Highway at Beacon Hill Road and at Lockheed Boulevard are approximately 7/10 of a mile from the current property access point on Popkins Lane. The current comprehensive plan recommends, as part of a plan recommendation for Memorial Heights, that residential infill should be developed at an intensity of 3 to 4 dwelling units per acre and be compatible with the surrounding land uses. The plan map shows the density of 2 to 3 dwelling units per acre at the baseline level. The concept for future development designates the subject property as a suburban neighborhood. Suburban neighborhoods contain a broad mix of residential densities, are planned for little to no change in land use, and recommend that infill development be of compatible use, type, and intensity with the surrounding areas. The subject nomination proposes to retain the existing switching station on approximately 1.3 acres and subdivide the remaining 4.2 acres for the development of townhouses at a density of 5 to 8 dwelling units per acre. The nomination cites the proximity to the Beacon Groveton Community Business Center, the development style of the townhouses to the east, and need for housing in the county as justification for the request. Staff's primary consideration when reviewing this nomination is that the proposed density is incompatible with the surrounding residential uses, except for the property immediately to the east, which was approved in part due to the significant commitments to affordable housing. The proposed density would be higher than the surrounding planned densities and the majority of the existing uses to the north, west, and east. Countywide policies support considering increased density in certain locations to encourage the development of affordable units. Absent site-specific plan guidance, however, the proposed density on the subject site would not yield a unit count that would ensure commitments to the provisions for affordable dwelling units, and the location in a suburban neighborhood would not ensure commitments to workforce housing. Lastly, depending on the proposed points of access, the site location is either at or slightly beyond a half-mile travel distance from the nearest planned bus rapid transit stations, which is considered by county policy the maximum optimal distance for transit ridership. For these reasons, staff recommends that PC-19 MV009 be added to the Comprehensive Plan Amendment Work Program, with consideration for a significant percentage of affordable workforce units in the development. While the adopted plan currently recommends a residential density on the subject property that would be consistent with the planned densities to the west and would transition to the lower densities generally located to the east, the achievement of other county policy objectives, such as affordable and workforce housing, through the proposed increase in density warrants additional consideration of the nomination. Compatibility with surrounding neighborhoods, including Memorial Heights, and access from Popkins Lane, should be carefully considered during the review.